Hello and welcome back to the Oregon Makers channel. Today we're going to work on this face. This is Stubby. And this face. This is Jack. And we're going to carve linoleum, and they're going to look like this. And we're going to print, and they look like that. So here are the tools. This is just a basic linoleum cutting set you can get. This is like a bench hook and a little anti-slip pad, which I really didn't use. A block of linoleum, and then they sell these cutters that are like you change out the blades, kind of like an X-Acto knife, but I think they're made by Speedline, and an actual X-Acto knife, and a bigger, fatter chisel. And that white thing on the right is a strop, a synthetic strop I used just to sharpen the X-Acto knife and the tools with. So I brought them into Illustrator, those two photos, and did little outlines and printed them out in reverse, and using that as a pattern. So I'm using the X-Acto knife and working from the inside out, and that's going to preserve my pattern so I can keep flipping it up and down when I need to. And just outlining the black portions of this print here. So I've got everything outlined, and I'm using a little kind of V-shaped chisel. It's pretty fine. And I'm kind of carving right up to my X-Acto line that I left in the material. And I'm working with the small details, again working from the inside out, and just being aware of not getting into the other elements. So really being delicate here. And I'm finally kind of hogging out the inside of the ears. And you can watch me carve at 80 speed here. Overall it was about 3.5 hours of carving, and I've distilled it down to a couple minutes. So I'm kind of using the finer tool near the lines, and then I switch out to a wider gouge to hog out more material. I'm kind of doing the final passes here with the big gouge. And there you have it, Lino Cut. So now we're going to make prints from these blocks. So you have to use ink. You can't just use acrylic paint. It doesn't work. So Speedline makes ink for Lino Cut printing, and that's what we're using here. And a little piece of glass I've had around for years. I use it to sharpen with, and Bailey borrowed it to use as a palette and never cleaned it, so I just turned it over and rolled out the ink. Roller or brayer, whatever you want to call it. So as I'm printing, I'm realizing that things are touching that shouldn't touch, so I'm tuning that up as I go. And the extra set of hands you see in there pulling prints away, Bailey is down for moral support. So that's Stubby and Jack. And those are the final prints, and that's how we made lino cuts.